Hey, welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we're talking about Castle Crashers. So Castle Crashers is a beat-em-up game developed by the Behemoth, and it was released about 2008 for the Xbox 360 and has since come out for several new consoles. Castle Crashers follows the story of a few knights as they're hanging out having a party when all of a sudden this necromancer shows up, breaks up the party, steals a giant crystal, and kidnaps the 4 princesses. So it's up to your chosen knight to head out into this mystical medieval land, save the princesses, and defeat the necromancer. The plot of Castle Crashers is a very simplistic beat-em-up game, and that's really all it needs to do. It doesn't have to have some big extravagant story, and I thought the story that we got was perfect for what we were given. One thing I particularly really enjoyed about Castle Crashers was it was generic medieval world, but it had a lot of charm to it. It had a lot of flavor to it. It was a very standoutish medieval world that just felt different from other medieval games. One thing I loved is it never took itself too serious. Throughout the game, there's just tons of situations that are just super ridiculous and would just not make any sense. But this game, it works just because it has that great sense of charm and that really awesome sense of humor. Everything was just designed and had just such an awesomeness to it. I mean, from the levels and the areas you visit to the different enemies you see in the different areas and the very well-designed boss fights. Everything just really came together just to build a very awesome world that just had tons of fun charm to it. And I was laughing the whole time through. There was always something fun and interesting to see. It was just a very different experience that I really enjoyed. This all really helped with the super fun gameplay. At first, it's very simplistic. You just have your light attack and your heavy attack and a single spell. But as you progress through the game and level up, get new weapons, different abilities, and get new combos, you really feel like this really epic warrior by the end of the game. It was fantastic. I thought this did great with really helping a sense of progression, making you feel like you were really growing and improving throughout the game. It's always a bummer when you don't feel like you're any more powerful than you were at the beginning of the game. But Castle Crashers, you absolutely do. The way you level up and gain new skills, abilities, learn more magic spells, you are just a epic warrior at the end of this and just feels so unstoppable, and it feels fantastic. It was a great progression system that I really enjoyed. Alright, so the fighting of Castle Crashers is very simplistic beat 'em up formula. So you get into a new area and a wave of enemies comes in and you just have to beat them up, defeat all the enemies on the screen. So it's very basic, generic beat 'em up gameplay, but just the charm and the sense of humor of Castle Crashers really lets it stand out, which very benefits the whole experience. Several situations pop up that just really help show that this game doesn't take itself serious, and neither should you. I mean, there's one moment where you're riding a deer through a giant sawmill and you're getting chased by this giant monster, and then the next second you're riding on top of sharks fighting a giant fish that's a cat, so it's a catfish. It's just these crazy situations just come out of nowhere, and it's fantastic, and it just really builds upon the charm and the sense of humor of this game. Each new area introduces a new type of enemy, and I really appreciated this as it just never knew what to expect. Certain enemies would pop up and they just come out of nowhere. It's just like, I don't know where that came from, but I love it. It just really is tons of fun, and they have a lot of fun with these character designs, and some of these enemies that pop up are just ridiculous, and it's so great. One thing I really enjoyed about Castle Crashers is the replayability. There is so many different characters to play as. There's at least 15 characters that I found that you could go through and play as. So that's 15 different times through this game. You'll play the same levels and go through generally the same beats of the game, but each character plays very differently, and more so the magic abilities that you have and the weapons you start with and things like that. And it just really makes you want to play this game over again, and I absolutely will play through this game again because it was just so enjoyable. And 15 characters is a lot, and there's even more if you get DLC, or there's maybe even some more characters that I haven't unlocked yet. So it's just, the replay value is through the roof. One thing that really helps with this experience is that the game plays and runs really well. I got this game on Steam, played it on my computer, and it ran and looked great. I didn't have any technical issues. The art style is just fantastic. It all just looks and runs awesomely, which really helps. So, in the end, I really enjoyed my time with Castle Crashers. This game was honestly a surprise for me. I had so many people recommending it, and I just didn't know what to expect. And it ended up being one of the more fun gaming experiences I've had in the last little bit. It was a really enjoyable game that I highly recommend you play. I mean, the replay value is amazing with all the characters. The story is just super simple and charming. I love the world and just the variety of awesomeness you see, and just this game's sense of humor and charm. It all just really comes together to build a very unique and solid beat 'em up experience. And you get to ride dinosaurs and sharks, so I really don't know why you need another reason to get this game, because that's just amazing. I loved that. That was fantastic. So would I recommend you play Castle Crashers? Absolutely. This game was fantastic, tons of fun, and I highly recommend you play Castle Crashers. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. This one is a ton of fun. So If you want to go down and help me out, you want to hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that would be awesome. And while you're down there, if you want to let me know, what's your favorite character? Who's your favorite knight? What was your favorite person to play through as? For me, I really loved the Red Knight or the Blue Knight. Both of those were very, very cool. So let me know what you think. And while you're here, go check out more of my content. I have tons of Scoreless game reviews and Let's Plays. So much stuff to keep you busy for hours, so go over and check that out. And if you want to check out more of my stuff, I'm over on Twitch at twitch.tv/agameforyourthoughts. I'm streaming there all the time, and I'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts.